It was one that he went and found on his own. He happened to find, I don't know how he found them, but he found the owner on his own and went and talked to him. And he's bought other properties in that subdivision. And so he knows the subdivision. He likes the subdivision. It's his butter zone, his comfort area. But we're now working through the process of, because he went back to the tenant, asked the tenant, have you ever paid rent? He's like, why would I answer any questions for you? So we don't know. We don't know if the rent that the seller told us was what the rent he was supposed to be paying is actually what he was supposed to be paying. And we can't risk that with how long evictions take in Jefferson County. So we signed a 30-day lease termination. And we're waiting for the 30 days to pass. And then we'll file for eviction because the tenant has called him after he received a letter. He to send the letter and just let him know, I'm not moving out. So
I'm not paying, I'm not moving out. That's fine. Not going to end well for the tenant, but it's something you hear as a landlord.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So how do you navigate that? Let's work this through the conclusion for the podcast. We're gonna try.
He's going to have to go through the full eviction process. So it started with the 30-day notice letter, since we don't have a copy of the lease. And he learned the lesson. Do his due diligence up front. Get a signed copy of the lease. Get the move-in inspection, the application. Get documented proof that he's been receiving the rent payments. I mean, he just relied upon what the guy was telling him. And so now he's learned, okay, I can't do that going forward because he's got a hard money lender. So if he's paying interest, he can't get into the property.
Got no money coming in.
He's got no money coming in. He can't start his rehab on it that he wanted to do.
You're very affordable, but there's some cost to do the eviction and court fees, but yeah, that's not a good position to be in.
No. So he's on hold right now. And luckily, he's a big enough investor that he's pivoting and moving on to his next property that he's planning on purchasing and working on it because he knows this one's in a holding pattern right now because we have to wait for the 30 days to pass before we can even file the eviction. So we're waiting for July 31st to come and go, and we'll file the eviction for We'll file the eviction for him on August 1st, but then most likely his court date's going to be mid to late September. And since sit-outs potentially can be taking another 4 to 6 weeks once you get your judgment, he could be very close to the holidays before he gets him actually out of that property. And he's having to pay interest on a mortgage right now with no money coming in.
Plus not accident insurance.
It is. And it happens. I've got one younger investor that I'm working with that a family member called and asked him to rent to a buddy of the family member. And he called me last week and was like, I screwed up. He said, I've had a great track record. I've done what you said. And he goes, I get 2 paycheck stubs. I make them write me a check when they do their application fee. So that I know where they bank. And he's like, I didn't do any of that. He goes, I didn't even have him complete an application because he was a friend of a family member. And he goes, now he's not paying. I don't know where he works. He goes, I'm worried he's going to damage my house when I send him the 7-day notice letter. He goes, and I'm not going to be able to pursue him in collections because I have no information on anything because I was doing this as a favor to a friend. And so that's my one piece of advice. Get your practices, your policies, your procedures in place. Yes, I've rented to my office manager and she's one of my tenants, but she had to fill out an application. She had to go through the background check. She had to go through everything, just like any of my other tenants, even though I know where she works because she's my employee. No, you're going to jump. You're going to do the move-in inspection. You're going to do all of that. You're going to pay a security deposit. She's paying pet fees. You have to treat everybody exactly the same.
And I know we're kind of running out of time here. We've talked a lot of time about evictions, but you also do closings.
Yes.
So a lot of that's more a jovial topic because people are, buying or selling a home or adding to their investment portfolio.
That's my happy law.
The happy law. Oh, that's
happy law. Closing. See, happy law. I love happy law.
It's my happy law.
Right. So, I love that.
I'm also sick and twisted. I enjoy evictions. We don't talk about that.
No. Well, we need people to travail in your space because it is not easy in the least bit. So we want to hit you with some other things. So what's your favorite animal?
A dog.
What kind of dog?
My favorite dog would be a beagle, but I currently have a schnauzer because I became allergic to beagles. We came over.
Beagles. I love beagles. I love Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snoopy is a beagle.
Absolutely.
Big Snoopy fan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my first dog was a beagle. When she was 10, I suddenly started having allergy issues.
So can anybody find you on social media?
We have a Facebook page and we have a website, which is